Hello, welcome back to Sector Wargaming. Today we're playing 3,000 points between my Night Lords for the first time ever on the channel and
my Dark Angels, and it's 3,000 points this time, not 2,000 points.
Did I say 2,000 points?
No, I'm saying I played 2,000 points against Alex.
Oh yeah.
With
for your Dark
Dark
Angels.
Angels. My second time on my Dark Angel.
Second time
with
Dark
the
Angels.
actual vehicles that are supposed to be in my Iron Wing,
Awesome.
which is pretty good.
It's such a cool list. Now, we have to say that if you haven't seen our social media, we were filming this game on Friday.
Yep.
And
everything went wrong.
it went wrong.
Everything.
Yeah, so it was a fantastic game. We were having a great time.
Amazing game.
And then we looked back at some footage after lunch and it turned out that the sound was completely off.
Gone. Rubbish.
So we had to get rid of it. And the worst thing is...
it was one of the best games we've ever done.
We then played out the rest of the game and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So, Sod's Law has it that this game will be absolute pants.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
But we are going to bring it to you exactly as it shows. So, if it's good, great. If it's an absolute pants down, that's how it'll come to you.
That's what happens.
But there's...
You're expecting an absolute pants down, like...
I mean, you do have a Primarch.
You've got a knight?
I do. Yeah, so 3 firsts for Sector Wargaming. So, first of the first.
My first of the first.
First of the first. Oh, God, he is literally the first of the first.
He is.
The Lion
Lion
is here. I have a super heavy.
Yep.
I've got a Night Hacker on. And
A psychic phase.
And I'm not playing Thousand Suns.
I know.
Sevatar. But it'll work.
I'm sure.
I'll definitely get it off.
Yeah, not like the 2 pals of walking on with clear the game.
It's definitely going to work. Sevatar will be a beast as long as he doesn't have to fight the Lion.
I'm sure he'll be fine against the Lion. He's got nothing to worry about at all.
Right. Cool. We have rolled it up already, and we are playing Dawn of War Deployment, which is the long edges towards each other.
Yep.
And we are playing Onslaught. Onslaught mission, which is the one where it's a objective in each person's deployment zone.
But you also get victory points for killing stuff in the first turn.
Yes.
Which is pretty good for you.
Which is pretty good for me. I've got lots of infiltrate tricks and dreadnoughts in fun things like that. So fingers crossed.
We'll have a good game.
Yeah. And it'll be just as good as the last one.
I think it will be just as good as the last one.
I've got first turn as it comes, so we'll get everything deployed, show you the armies obviously, and then we'll see if you manage to seize.
Let's see.
Cool, right, we'll get to you.
$3,000 points of Dark Angels Iron Wing, Rite of War. Obviously led by the Lion and a Centurion with his Inner Knight Circle Centaurian bodyguard there in a Spartan, because of course. We're troop choices of 2 tactical squads in Rhinos with a multi-melter. The Sergeants have got Artificer armor, a Caliburn Warblade and a grenade launcher with stasis grenades. A recon squad, so they can outflank and get into the back ends and get those objectives. A Predator Executioner there right at the back just to provide some fire support. 2 Sabres with Volkite, a whole load of Volkite. These things are dishing out 20 shots altogether. Over on the other heavy support choice, I've got 2 Sigma and Omegas. As much as they are a grand disappointment, they are amazing and I love them, and they are just so much fun when they work. And then there we go, 3,000 points. The unit I've chosen is, of course, the Lion with his Inner Knight bodyguard. Just to, again, throwing him into the first time on the channel, have to use him and have to pick him as the unit of choice.
£3,000 points of Night Lords, running the Terror Assault Rite of War. Led by Sevatar, because I'll be using his infiltratey tricks to allow me to do a few bits and bobs today. He'll be rolling with 8 Tartaros Terminators, all with combi plasma. Sergeant's got a Nostraman Chainglaive, and there's 3 Lightning Claws and 4 Chainfists, and 1 Plasma Blaster. They'll be using a Land Raider Spartan today, and because of Sevatar's tricks that I'll be able to infiltrate in, Spartan's got all the usual flare shield and Ceramite armour, etc. Because of my Rite of War, I can bring Night Raptors as troops choices, so I've got 2 units of 10, all of them with Nostraman Chainglaives, apart from the Sergeant who has the Headsman's Axe and Artificer armour. And the other thing the Rite of War lets me take Terror Squads as troops, So there's another 10 unit of them with Volkite charges. All of them got melter bombs. Sergeant's got Artificer armor, and they're in a Rhino with a multi-melter. There's a couple of units of 2 laser Rapier destroyers, just for long-range anti-tank. The one heavy support squad I'm allowed in this Rite of War is filled by a Leviathan in a drop pod. He's got Cyclonic Melter Lance, Siege Drill, Phosphex, Volkite, all the standard stuff for a drop podding in Dread. And rounding out the list is my super heavy Knight Acheron, who's comes as is. That's my 3,000 points. The unit I'm most excited to use today is obviously my Knight Acheron. I've had a couple of test games with him and he's done absolutely atrociously, so I'm hoping this time he makes up for the actual monetary value the guy cost me, and now he's fully painted, obviously he's going to do much better. Bit of a struggle to pick what unit I'm most excited to use. I love using Sev, and I'm really excited to see how the Night Raptors do, because I haven't really played them very much since their rules got updated. But this guy, he took the biscuit just because, look at the size of him, he's great. So that's the end of the Night Lord's deployment. I've got quite a lot of stuff infiltrating in, so that'll be the 2 Rapier squads, 1 Raptor squad, and the Terror squad will be infiltrating. So actually starting on the board, I've got 1 unit of Night Raptors back there. I was going to infiltrate the Spartan, but actually through having experienced this game, it turns out he's much better as a reactionary force. So that's the Spartan full with Sevatar and the 8 Terminators. And over on the flank, away from everything else, is my Knight, because I've played a couple of games where all he does is explode in the middle of my lines and kill everyone. So I'd much rather have him as a big distraction Carnifex. Now in this game, we're claiming objectives. So I put mine down here for the reasoning of the Dark Angel is going to have to guard it, at least somehow. I'm infiltrating, I'm drop podding, so I think I can get over here. And if Ian wants to deploy down here defending that objective, he leaves a lot of space free for me to maneuver and pin in whatever he leaves defending, which I'm hoping would be the Lion. Maybe, I don't know. But I have the mobility, at least I believe in this game, so I'm praying to be able to use it. So we'll see the Dark Angel deployment, and then we'll see my infiltrators.
Dark Angel's deployment, now, because Ed's got so many different infiltrators coming on, I'm going to set up a bit of a broad deployment, because he can deploy pretty much anywhere. To avoid the Knight, I've had to deploy away from the objective as well, unfortunately. So I'm going to try a sneaky thing with my sabers, see if it works. Probably won't, but see what happens. I've got a couple of my squads there, lying bang in the middle there, ready to deploy to anywhere he needs to. My 2 Omegas to try and deal with this Raptor squad that's coming on over here. See what happens, but it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to try and react to when he's got so many things infiltrating.
infiltrators. So I've gone hard flank over this side. I've gone very brave and put one of the Razor Rapier squads on the floor, directly opposite the Plasma Omegas. I've got 4 up cover the first turn I go, so even if he seizes on me, that's pretty cool. I've also got a lot of other stuff here, so he'd have to make a decision of what he wants to shoot at. So
Target-rich environment.
Target-rich environment. So I'm pretty confident. I've got the other laser rapiers sat on top of those bunkers there. Weirdly, that's the entire reason I chose that side of the board.
Yeah,
when
I bet.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Funny that.
So not too far forward, but because of infiltrating, I've got to put them in that lovely optimal position. And again, they're just looking down everything. These are priority target number 1. The Rhino with the Terror Squad, got to infiltrate because of the Terror Squad rules. Again, I didn't go too brave with him because they are pretty much my reserve plan for holding the objective in my own deployment zone. But I put them far enough forward. In this mission, kill points for whatever you kill on the first turn. And this Spartan does not have Armoured Ceramite. So if I get stupidly lucky, this Terror Squad could bomb forward, open up the Spartan and put the Lion on foot. And if it doesn't, if the Lion's on foot, I've got a Spartan full of Terminators and Plasma that can potentially come and...
He's done it before.
He's done it before.
He's done it before.
He's done it before. I reckon my only chance of beating the Lion is getting him on foot and getting a full Plasma squad into him. So that's the plan.
In his bed at night.
In his bed at night. On a horse with a lance. That man is unbeatable. Anyway, the night... Originally, I was sort of putting stuff here going, oh yeah, well that's my objective, that's where I put the objective, that's the plan. And then I remembered that my plan was to stay the hell away from my own knight. So he is literally just going to ruffle stomp this flank, no matter what Ian's plans are, I don't care. And then everything else will move down here.
It's a bold strategy, it's probably not going to work.
I've got speed on my side, and so I'm hoping to be able to come and get that objective later. And do what Alexander the Great did and roll the flanks of the phalanx. Obviously, that is where my tactics come from. Anyway, that's me. Now we're going to try and
seize now.
If Ian
so let's see if I can seize.
And ruin all my plans. No. Excellent, good. So the Night Lords get to rock up turn 1. It's obviously night fighting because my Rite of War says it is night fighting.
Boo!
Yes. So let the Thramas Crusade begin. First movement phase. Ian was completely hoping that I would forget my drop pod, and I absolutely forgot my drop pod until right after I moved everything. So he came down a bit out of sequence. Initially put him here, and he scattered 11 inches and dropped here, blocking my Spartan. Wonderful. Never mind. So he can pick what he wants to pick on.
And he will.
And he will, absolutely. My plan with the Rhino was completely stupid because I forgot maths. Because of course I had to deploy 18 inches away because of infiltrate and he could see me, so of course I couldn't be in melter range. So anyway, the whole plan of him meltering that is gone the way of the pair, and he's backed off, and he's just defending my objective, and he's going to take a pot shot at that with his multi-melter. The Knight can turn out this side. He's got 2 choices. He can either run forward, which I'll probably do, or he can use his big flame template, which is only strength 7, but it is ordnance, and try and glance out these sabers. Thank you very much, Ian. But he cannot charge. He's out of charge distance. But I'll probably run him just to make him terrifying. And even if they kills him through sheer fluky luckiness, that's a massive explosion on that flank. Otherwise, the Spartan moved round. He's got lots of targets, even though he's shooting through his own stuff. He's got his rapiers. He moved 12. So he's got, he'd have to power the machine spear and snap out the other one, but he's got options. And on my hard flank, everything bombed forward.
That big blue wave there.
Big blue wave. So these are the infiltrated Raptors, so they can't charge turn 1. They've moved forward there 12. These are the non-infiltrated Raptors, so they could charge, obviously there's nothing to charge. So all I'll be doing in the shooting phase is running them, and because I'm Night Lord with Terror Assault at night, I get to run an inch further. So they'll be going fast, fast, fast. So lots of pressure on the Dark Angels, and I have lots of plans for my shooting phase, and of course, because the bad guys always win, it's going to work. First thing I'm going to fire in my shooting phase is this set of laser rapier destroyers that infiltrated in. Of course, I'm firing at the plasma omegas because I don't like them. So, it's night fighting, but Night Lords ignore night fighting because it would be pretty silly if we didn't.
Of course they do.
So, it's 2 shots. They are twin linked. So, hitting on 3s, that's a scattered ice, but he did hit. Wonderful. That is 2 hits.
Yep.
And they are strength 9, but they're ordnance. So armour 13 on the front, so I needed 4 glance, 5 to pen. So that is pen from the first one.
Yep.
And second one in
pens
the
as well.
Pens doesn't matter. I can't roll them in the box apparently.
Nope.
But that is 2 pens, of which Ian can't do anything about.
Nope.
And they are
Night fight cover save?
No, I ignore night fight.
No, you just did say that. You did just say that.
And these laser rapiers are actually AP1 as opposed to normal laser destroyers, so it's +2 to this. So that is 1 explodes.
Yep.
I should have rolled them one at a time, so I'll tell you what we'll do. On a 4, 5, 6, that is explodes. No. So the first one takes 1 whole point and then explodes. So the first one's dead.
Boom.
Wonderful. The second laser rapier squad, I would love to fire it again at the Omega, but he is hidden now that his friend's dead. If I was a clever player, I'd have shot this squad first, but I'm not. So they're actually going to fire at the other plasma threat, which is the Predator Executioner over here. So same again. Second versus same as the first. So 2 shots, hitting on 3s, but twin linked. So that is 2 hits. And front armor 13 again.
Front armor 13.
So ordnance. So first one does nothing, and second one gets a pen.
I'll get a cover save.
You get a cover save.
Definitely get a cover save.
5 up.
No,
so it goes through.
Pen.
+2 again. And that's an explode.
Gone
Wonderful.
Well.
Even if that explodes, it can't hurt anything around it because it's strength 4. So the Rhino sidearm.
Boo.
Good. The Rhino with the Terror Squad in it is going to fire his multi-melter at the opposing Dark Angel. Of course, I'm not in melter range, but it's still strength 8 against armor 11 on the front. So multi-misser. Hit.
Oh no.
Wonderful. Strength 8, armor 11. So needing a 3. That is a pen.
It is.
Wonderful. +2 because it's an AP1 weapon. And 3, shaken. Spartan, move 12, so I get to fire 1 weapon powered machine spirit full. So this Spartan that can't see the Spartan is going to fire into the Dark Angel's Rhino just in front of it. And the other Spartan, which is completely obscured, so we're going to be giving a massive cover save, will snap fire at the Spartan because who knows, I've been lucky so far. So the first Spartan into the Rhino, full shots, so hitting on 3s.
Twin linked.
Yay, 1 hit. Strength 9, armor 11. That's a pen.
Yep.
And +1 is 2. So that one's shaken as well. And then the snap firing.
Snap firing into the Spartan.
Snap firing into the Spartan.
Yeah.
1 hit. Twin linked. Groovy. And you haven't got a flare shield, so strength 9 against armor 14, needing a 6. Nada. Well, it was a hope. Last thing I'm actually going to fire, because everything else will run, the Leviathan obviously is going to fire his Cyclonic Melter Lances and his Siege Drill Melter into the Spartan.
Not cool.
Very cool. Very cool. So he gets 3 shots with his Cyclonic Melter Lance, hitting on 2s, in the tray, all hits.
Lucky.
So, as we've said, this hasn't got armoured Ceramite. So, 1 at a time. Strength 9 against armour 14,
Glances.
so that is a...
Glance,
thank you. Maths again failed me. Second one is a pen this time. And third one is a definitely
a pen.
Cool, and just for posterity's sake, I'll roll the other melter. This one's only strength 8, and it misses.
Hey!
Never mind. So, 1 glance.
Yep.
And 2 pens with +2.
Yep. So the first one.
Boom!
It explodes.
Good. The lion's on foot. That'll do.
it.
That's it. And again, the explosion can't hurt anyone else. Of course, I forgot it can hurt the people that's inside it. They can't be pinned because they're fearless while running with the lion, but here's to wound them. Strength 4, so needing 4s. Excellent. That will be 5 2-up armor saves.
Yeah. So I get 5 dice. Gets 1 of them. 2 of them.
2 dead.
Oh no!
Excellent. Last thing I'm doing in my shooting phase is running. So the knight gets to run 3d6 because he's a big boy. He rolls a respectable 8 inches. He doesn't get the +1 running at night. And the other 2 Raptor squads, they're going to be running as well. We'll just come up here. These do get +1 at night. So front squad is running 5. Back squad is running 6. That's the 2 Raptor squads moved up. Because I haven't got blast to worry about anymore because of the death of the Executioner, This squad has moved this way. They're going to try and fight the lion, because even though he's out on foot, I still expect him to be an absolutely deadly opponent. And over here, they got their 5 inches. They've tucked into this corner, so the Plasma Omega either has to come out to shoot as many as it can, or it's got a limited amount of targets if it wants to back off, and of course they can move 12 and charge next turn. The Knight on the opposite flank ran full force forward. Everything in me told me to go up the middle and kill the Knight, but I have to remember why I put him on the flank, which is not to do that. So he's burning forward this way, and he's going to try and roll the other flank.
I've moved my Sector Omega out just to try and do some damage and try and take out some of these Night Raptors before they cause havoc within my backlines. I've moved my tactical squads out there as well because they've got grenade launchers, so see if they can do any more damage there. It is a risky move, but hopefully I can do enough damage to stop them from charging in next turn. But we'll see. Same with the other tactical squad. The lion there ready to charge into the Leviathan. Tricksy. But over here is the interesting thing. So my sabres have managed to get around the side and the back of the Knight, and my Contemptor Dreadnought is staring him down. Now fortunately he's got Tank Hunter as well. So Ed now has the choice of choosing whether the Ion Shield is in the front or in the side.
Front.
Well, there we go, that's resolved. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to try and do something this turn. Still a lot of damage dealing units that it has. So fingers crossed. Starting up, I've got my tactical squad. Now the primary thing here is damage mitigation. So in order to try that, I've got stasis grenades on my grenade launchers. So I'm going to fire my grenade launcher straight into there, and if it hits, it reduces this Raptor squad down to initiative 1.
Boo.
So let's see if it hits, and it does.
Curses.
Direct hits. It is still strength 3 as well, so it gets 3 of them.
That's not why you're firing.
I caused a wound.
Right. 3 up. Good. That's something. My whole shtick is being fast at night, dude.
And it's not.
Not anymore.
Sticking with the rest of the squad, the bolters from the tactical squad are going to open fire into the Night Raptors as well. So hitting on 3s. That's pretty good. I'll take that. And wounding on 4s. So that is 3 wounds. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, sir.
Yeah, 2 wounds.
2, sir.
Gets 1 of them though. Ha-ha!
Poor terrible Jim.
Is that terrible Jeff?
That's
terrible Jim?
That's terrible Jim. Terrible Jefferson.
Oh, he's in the terror squad. That's right.
Bye-bye, my friend.
I've got this shot here. I've got 2 options. I can either shoot at the Leviathan or the drop pod. Now, because of the objectives, if I kill the drop pod, I get an extra victory point. Brilliant, excellent. However, it frees up his Spartan full of Sevatar and 8 Terminators with as much plasma as Ed could possibly get on them.
Yes.
To try and deal with the lion.
Because currently the drop pod is actually cock blocking the Spartan.
Blocking that there. So, but the other thing is, shooting the levy. But if I destroy the levy, it frees up the lion to move about, and then frees up that unit of Terminators with the whole load of plasma in there. So what I've got to do is hopefully charge into the levy, not destroy it,
and be safe
from the retaliation. This is weird.
You don't want to kill me.
Yeah.
So what are you shooting with your melter?
I'm going to shoot the levy. I'm going to shoot the levy and see if I can do any damage to it. So I hit within 12 inches.
Ceramite.
So, sorry, yeah, you do have armoured Ceramite. It doesn't penetrate though.
Right, so there you go.
That's that resolved. The other tactical squad, again, the sergeant with his stasis grenade, is going to launch one right in there.
Boo.
See if I can hit it. So it moves an inch.
Yeah.
So it's hitting what, 4 of them?
Yeah.
4 of them there. Let's roll. Let's see if I can.
Makes me initiative 1 again.
Yep. Initiative 1 again. I might be able to kill a few as well. There's strength 3. 1 wound.
Come on.
No.
Yay.
But that is good for me because it now means that squad is initiative 1.
So both my Raptor squads are initiative 1. Boom.
Moving on to the bolters, 5 of them are actually in rapid fire range. Now, because of the Iron Wing Rite of War, they get +1 to wound within 12 inches with rapid fire weapons.
What is this Legion?
It's great, isn't it? It's absolutely great. So, I've got to hit first, which is, it's alright. 7 hits. And 3's to wound this time, so that's another 6 wounds from there. And what I'll do is I'll do the other ones as well.
Yeah, we'll do it. The wounds are all the same, aren't they?
Yeah. That's a scatter dice in. So that is 5 dice.
Lovely.
Trying to cheat you there, sorry.
Oh, it's alright.
And then 4's to wound this time, so that's another 3 saves.
Another 3, so that's 9 saves. Curses. Where's me Sergeant? Sergeant's in the back, we're fine. Sorry, just going some dice. Here we go. How many dead?
One,
that is
two.
1, 2. Okay. Bye-bye.
Omega Sicaran Omega is going to open fire with its plasma blast into the plasma volley into the Night Lords there again. So hitting on 3s. Oh, it's fortunately twin linked.
Fortunately twin linked.
Which is great. So that's 5 hits. 2's to wound. That is 4 wounds, but you do get your cover save.
Yeah, so
Night Lords lies cover save.
Turn 1, get a 5-up cover save, and then at night, because it is night, I get an extra 1, so they've got a 4-up cover. So it's 2 boys before me Sarge. So how many was it? 5 total?
4 total.
4 total, cool. So first 2 boys, 4-ups, 1 dead, and 4, he's dead, so I've got 1 wound. I am going to look up Sir off the Sergeant. He does, passes, and a 4-up save for the next bod. He lives, so 2 more die.
I've then got all the heavy bolters as well. So all the heavy bolters opening fire. They're not twin linked though, which is a shame. But 3's to wound. That's another 4 wounds.
Another 4. So
But
again,
your normal armor save this time.
normal armor save. Sergeant first. I'm just going to look up Sir off the Sergeant first. So
Oh,
Sergeant
no.
is tanking 3 of them. So Bod, who is normal, is alive, and Sarge.
Go on.
He's got Artificer armor, and he's alive. And
He's alive.
And
He's alive!
Good boy. That will be enough for a panicking though. So I'll just do that quickly. I know it's at the end of the move.
I'm not shooting anything else at them, so.
that's it. So here we go.
Oh no! Oh no, Ed! That's nice!
So, because they're jump back infantry, they're running 3d6, and because I'm Night Lord, it's +1 to this. Run away! Curses. Oh dear Lord.
Oh wow.
So that is 9, 10 inches backwards. I did say I like playing Skaven. Fine, it's okay.
The Rhino is going to open up onto the levy with its multi-melter. Now we did forget on the other one that it is snap shooting only. So, but it didn't do anything on the other one, so it's not too bad. So roll this. Need a 6 to hit him, which I don't.
Excellent. Levy is alive.
For now.
He's ready to take on Lion.
The Contemptor Mortis opening fire with his carries assault cannons. Again, does have tank under, so does have a chance to take down this horrific, terrifying knight. So let's see if I can do it.
I did declare my ion shield on the front armour.
So you do get your save against it, but I've got to hit what hit, which is 2s to hit. So only 2 of them miss, which I'll take. I now need 6s, but I'm re-rolling. So 2, and then another 2, so 4 altogether. Let's see.
So they become glances.
So they become glances, but
So
see
you
if I
need-
can penetrate.
Yep.
So that one is a glance, that one is a penetrate, that one is a penetrate, and that one is a penetrate.
Attack dog. So what we got there, sir?
So you've got 3 penetrates
Yep.
and 1 glance.
What do you want me to do first?
Do the glance first.
Glance on a 4-up invul. No, takes it, so he takes it down to 5 hull points.
And then 3
And
penetrates.
3 penetrates.
No.
So he's down to 2 hull.
That's right, yeah.
You can't do anything because it's not an AP
That's right.
up weapon. So he's down to 2 hull points. Oh dear.
The last thing I'm doing is my beautiful, beautiful little sabres. The children going to try and take on this Titan of War. They get 20 shots from the Volkites, which is a lot of shots. I am only glancing it on 6s though. So
You hit on 2s though because of your
I do hit on
iron
2s, that is
wings.
right. So let's see. That one.
Roll
that
those ones in.
That one missed.
I need my Lord.
I rolled a couple of ones.
Good
You
boy.
can't say that to me. I rolled too many ones.
You can't say that to me. Here we
So
go. He just needs 2.
2 6s out of all of these dice.
And I don't get any saves.
The odds are in my favour.
Alright, Katniss, chill out.
The odds are in my favour, but we know how much my dice rolls are. So let's find out. Oh, 2.
Oh, curses! I couldn't see it through the camera and they 2.
So that 160 point unit of sabres has taken out what? 400 odd? 500 odd?
425.
425 points of Knight.
So, well, this is kind of good because the whole reason I ran him entirely away from the rest of my army is now he does a massive explosion. So roll me a d6, please,
Ian,
that's you. In the box.
In the box.
Go on for a 4 up. Good. On that 6, he's now going to do a massive titanic explosion.
See where it comes from? Oh no!
Excellent.
Directly
At
onto my
least he's going
sabres.
to take revenge on the sabres.
They're only children, Ed!
Yes. That is what is left of my beautiful super heavy, who did so much. He moved a total of 20 inches. That's what he did.
He ran directly into those guns.
Worth every penny. Okay, so the Titanic explosion has scattered onto just the 2 sabres, and despite it being a 15-inch explosion, doesn't hit anything else.
Well, this is all part of your tactic, though.
This was part of the plan.
Yeah.
So my destroyer hits onto those sabres. 1 does nothing, 2 to 5 causes D3 hull points, and 6 is just
double 1, Ed.
removed.
You want a double 1?
1 at a time. That's 3s, that's D3 hull points, which will be 3s. That takes out the first
Take out one of them, yeah.
And the second one, come on for a 6.
No.
No, again, another D3 hull points, which is 2, which is not enough, leaves 1 sabre on 1 hull point. Boop. I'm okay with this.
Turn 1, and we're already getting charges in here. It is obscene. So the lion's got to charge into the Leviathan. Now, because of the lion's rules of the point of the blade, bullshit. It is absolutely. It means I don't have to roll dice.
Yeah.
It means I can either attempt a long bomb charge of over 8 inches, or it is a minimum of 8 inches. So he gets to charge 8 inches no matter what.
So good.
And as you can see, he's very clearly within 8 inches of there. So I'm going to move them in there.
Cool. Right, Overwatch first of all.
Yeah.
So I will do his Cyclonic Melter Lance and his Melter together because they're strength 9, but it's the majority toughness, so it all is the same. 6 is
no
nada. And his
Volkite
in his chest. Nothing, but they are twin linked.
Yep.
So that's 1. Wounding you on 2s.
Yep.
Is a wound.
And fine.
No. Entirely worth it. Right.
I'll move them in.
Here we go.
Before the combat starts, just to let everyone know, he's taken the Wolfblade, who has Lance. So even though that armor 13 reduces it down to 12. The Inner Circle Knights, I get to choose a rule to begin with. One I've chosen this one is Augurs of Weakness, which means they get +1 strength to the armor facing they're fighting.
Boo.
So it goes from strength 6 to strength 7. It means they can glance it.
Yeah.
But hopefully that's a lot of attacks coming in.
What's the worst thing?
What do you mean, stasis grenades?
Yeah, the lion has stasis grenades.
More stasis grenades. Oh, and because he's equipped with them, it's not a grenade launcher or anything. It means if I charge, or are charged by someone, you can strike initiative 1.
So I'm initiative 1.
All my stuff is striking before you.
So lion's up first.
Yep, at initiative 7. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling because it's master crafted. All of those hits. And 5s and 6s. Oh, 2 glances.
2 glances. 4 up invuln.
Yep.
He takes a whole point. He's down to 3.
And then the Inner Knights.
An obscene amount of
lots of Inner Circle Knights there. So I've got, what, 3 Inner Circle Knights?
3 Inner Circle and your champion. He gets the same rule, does he?
Yeah. No, like he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't.
So I've got 3 Inner Circle. One of them is the champion who gets more attacks.
Okay.
So, whoop, there we go. So, 3 attacks basic from the champion, plus digital weapons, plus charging. And then the other guys just get the charge bonus.
This is okay.
So, hitting on 4s.
Yes, I'm weapon skill 5.
Your weapon skill 5. That's not that great.
This is okay. Oh no, I'd want to die.
You do?
I do want to die.
It's not enough to do anything though.
Curses. That was your champion.
No, and that was all of them. The champion can't hurt you.
Alright, so that was all of them.
That's everything. So
cool.
It's still alive with 4 whole points. 3 whole points.
3 whole points.
3, sir. 3.
So he gets to fight back. I can't target the lion because I'm not in a challenge. So hitting the unit, hitting you on 4s. Okie dokie. And wounding you on 2s because I'm strength 10.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's 1. I'll take my invulnerable save, which he fails. So one of this in a
one
night.
in return. You're fearless, I'm fearless.
Yep. That's worked out well.
No, it hasn't. Darn you, Lionel. Beginning of my turn 2, there's a couple of things I need to do. First of all, I need to see if my brave souls rally. So they do. Good, so they'll be back. And the other thing is, because of my Rite of War, night fighting continues on the roll of a 3-up. I would like night fighting to continue. 3-up. It doesn't.
Yay!
Oh dear. In response to my entire flank collapsing on the left, the Rhino has gone 12 inches and is heading down to at least claim the objective, or go kind of for it. So Rhino, there's Terror Squad in it, so they've got their melter bombs if they do have to end up going against that ridiculous Mortis over there. And this thing is shaken, so at least it's only snap firing in retaliation. The Spartan was kind of blocked over here. As Ian rightly described, if the line had got out of combat, I'd have got out and plasmaed him to death. But he's still in combat, so that's me, Fubar. So the Spartan is playing 2 roles at the moment. He is guarding my home objective, because obviously the Dark Angels have Recon Squad coming in. And he is coming around this side. So if the Leviathan dies or gets mullered, the line's still on foot. I still have 16 plasma shots and Sevatar and chain fists and lightning claws. I can do damage. So they're kind of in reserve at the moment. Levy's locked in combat has been clearly stated. This Raptor squad, the one that didn't rally, wasn't running away, has jumped over here. I should state that everyone in the group I know and plays with basically claims that drop pod doors don't exist, otherwise it would make them very oppressive. So we're moving over. I can either try and help out the lion in the help the lion? No, not help the lion. Not help the lion, help the Leviathan in the combat phase.
Against the lion.
Against the lion, thank you. But if I charge in, they'd be initiative 1, but it's still a lot.
They're initiative 1 anyway.
Oh yeah, initiative 1, they got stasis grenaded last turn. But it's a lot of attacks, and I can at least try and help. Which is probably the way I'm leaning. Or I can try and jump over and start rinsing some of these squads. But let's be honest, the Primarch's the threat here. This squad of Raptors are the ones who rallied. They shuffled their 3 inches back into the face of the thing that made them run away. But I have obviously got my laser rapiers looking down.
Yeah.
So that's me. And I would go onto the psychic phase, but Sevatar's still in his bus. So it's on to shooting. Laser rapiers out in the open are finishing off. They will finish off this Sicran Omega. So 2 shots.
Lots of 1s, Ed.
No ones. Hitting on 3s.
Oh,
good.
These are the ones where you want to get 1s.
These are ordnance again. So that is
a double 1.
I'm not saying anything to you, Ian.
Another double 1. Oh no,
That's a pen.
That one definitely goes through.
So +2. That's a 6. So it's immobilized. That is not what I wanted. So we'll just go straight onto the others because all I'm going to do now is fire this set of top squad
at the same
into
unit.
him. So he's down to 2 hull points. 2 shots again. Hitting on 3s. Lovely. Ordnance again. That one is nothing. Get the dice. Swap dice, as is tradition when you fail. That one pens.
Yep. +2.
+2. Oh, boo! Right, we'll see how far he explodes because he could hurt your tactical squads. 4 inches.
Ooh.
And that means he's hitting a grand total of 2, would you say, sir?
Yeah, 2.
2. I'll just quickly try and wound them. Are we still alright?
Yeah, all good.
2 wounds. Excellent.
So 2 saves. I'll do a lookout sir on the sergeant.
Does.
So 2 saves.
Kills a guy.
Gets a guy.
Collateral damage. On the opposite side of the board, the Rhino with the Terror Squad flatted out. They're not flatted in, flatted out. They're 6 inches. And they've tucked into this tree ball. Mainly because if the Contemptor wants to come out and shoot me, he'll have to move, and that, if he does survive, or at least my Terror Squad are out on foot, they've got he's closer to them. The Spartan as I told you why it moved this way, he moved his 12 inches, so he is now going to
Kill this child.
Shots. Why? Stop calling it a child.
The children, Ed. The children.
I'm Night Lords, I'm okay with this. So, one of the las cannon sponsons is Power of the Machine Spirit, twin linked, so both hit. Strength 9, front armor 12, so that is, it's gone.
Yeah.
And even if it explodes, it can't do anything.
Yeah.
So that is your child dead.
You monster.
Straight into my charge phase. The Raptors are going to go and help out the Leviathan, obviously. Even if I lose the game, if I kill the Lion, that's moral victory. I did have the choices. It's a 9-inch charge.
What did you do? What did you do?
He's just waiting in response. A 9-inch charge to these boys. I've got fleet because Night Raptors get to use their jump pack in move and charge, but sorry, it was 8 inches to them as well. But I after a bit of discussion, this is the game here. So it's only a 2-inch charge, so they're guaranteed in. But I am going to roll it because of Hammer of Wraths. So see as many as I can get in. So 5 inches. I'll see how many I can get in. And I'll come back with the Hammer of Wrath, because at least they're at initiative 10. Right, so they rolled up their 5. Still only 2 of them managed to make into combat, so that's 2 Hammer of Wraths at strength 4. So that is 1 wound.
See if he can save it on his Terminator armor. And he does.
Curses.
We're starting up at initiative 7 with the Lion. Now, he does come with, like I said this before, the stasis grenades. So the Leviathan is no longer affected by the stasis grenades, but the unit that charged in is. Now, I did issue a challenge with my Centurion that's in that squad, but Ed, being the Night Lord player that he is, declined it, which means my Centurion over here cannot move over there, and he's now out of this fight altogether.
The Centurion can't hurt the Leviathan. If I'd have accepted the challenge, the Centurion moves around to fight my Sergeant, and he'd be in the fight. This does mean my Sergeant doesn't get to fight. Oh dear.
So, 5 attacks from the Lion.
Lion opens up.
Opens up against the Leviathan. Master crafted. So those hit.
And Lance, remember.
Lance, so 5s and 6s. 1 penetrate.
1 penetrate. Let's see if I can save it. If I have the dice in my hands.
No.
No. So the penetrate goes through. What does it do?
See what it does. +2, so 3. So
3. So he's shaken.
Yeah. So at initiative step 4 now, I've got my Inner Circle Knights. The first Inner Circle Knight is going to attack the Leviathan, and then the Inner Circle Knight's champion is going to attack the squad, because he gets a lot more attacks and is a bit better. So, Ed did pass his fear test, so don't need to worry about that.
Fearless against that Primarch.
Yep. So,
Passed it.
Inner Circle against the Leviathan, 4s to hit, so 2 hits, and 6s to glance, nothing.
So Levy's still in the fight.
Still in the fight.
And the one boy against my
champion there, so he gets 3 attacks basic, digital weapons, so 4 attacks. Hitting on 3s.
Oh, because he got a sword.
Yeah. And then... Oh, 1!
1 dies because I've only got 3 up armor. Still at initiative 4, my Leviathan, who's no longer affected by the stasis grenades, is going to swing. Swinging into the unit once again. So he's got his 4 attacks. So he's hitting on 3s.
4s.
4s, sorry sir. 2 hits. And 2s. So he gets 1 wound.
And an invulnerable save, which he doesn't, so what...
No. So he smashes 1 guy into the ground.
It's a lot of attacks there.
It's a lot of attack, yeah. Down to initiative step 1 because of the stasis grenade. My Sergeant doesn't get to fight because he refused the challenge, but I have a lot of boys. So 21 Chainglaive attacks. Now, I do outnumber because all my boys count as 2. I'm outnumbering, so I'm weapon skill 5, so is Ian, so I'm hitting him on 3s. Majority of the unit weapon skill 5 is what I mean, so I'm hitting him on 3s. And then because of my Chainglaives being strength 5 and his majority toughness being 5, and outnumbering, I'm wounding on 2s with rending. So, here we go. 21 attacks. Yikes. 1, 2, hitting you on 3s, wasn't it?
Yes.
Excellent. Lovely. And then wounding on 2s with rending. Lovely. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 normal.
So
and 4 rend.
I'm going to start with the rends first. So I'm going to start with the Inner Circle champion. So gets his invulnerable save, which he fails immediately.
So he's dead.
So
3 rend.
And then it goes straight onto the Lion.
Invuln for 3 of them.
Which is that one, and that one. But he gets to re-roll it. So he's fine.
And then he takes 9 normal.
9 normal. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So he takes 2 wounds.
God bleeds.
So
awesome.
that's pretty good. It's not as bad. It's not as good as I wanted, but that was a lot of attacks coming in.
That is. So let's do a quick bit of combat res. I got 3 and I caused 3, 4. But you're fearless.
Yeah.
So we're locked in combat.
Yep. My movement turn 2. That's so much dead things in such a small amount of time. I've got my reserves to come on. So I've got my 2 outflanking units. So on a 3+, they both come on.
Oh, yeah.
Now they are outflanking, so I can choose. So on a 1-2, it's the far side. 3-4, it's the near side. So the first unit, I get to choose, and the second unit comes on this side. With my recon squads coming on reserve, they've set up here to try and defend this objective from the incoming terror squad. It's still a terrifying prospect to actually deal with, but hopefully they can deal with something. Being supported by the Leviathan, sorry, not the Leviathan, if only the Contemptor Mortis.
He's good enough.
Which is, he'll be all right. The tactical squads moved in to support the Lion against the Night Raptors. And this one's moved up as well. See if I can get another stasis grenade onto those Night Raptors in the back.
Ooh, stasis grenade.
And then I've got these rhinos moving up as well to see if I can destroy a drop pod. The squad on the far left-hand side of my flank, the sergeant's going to open up with a stasis grenade again, because again, those Night Raptors are terrifying. So any advantage I can get against them is much better.
It's a hell of an advantage, man.
Yeah, but it has to hit.
Oh. Oh dear.
So I'll go there. Ooh, and it misses. It scatters 5 inches.
Oh.
So 5 inches. Let's have a look, see where that ends up.
Curse is on my side.
Oh, it does as well. In the exact wrong place to be.
Goody gumdrops. I still have to take a lot of bolter fire.
There's a lot of bolter fire coming in, yes. So bolters are going to fire into the squad as well. I've got 4 of them within rapid fire range, so I get my +1 to wound within being in 12 inches. So I'm rolling to hit with those. 2 or 3 of those miss. Wounding on 3s. Oh, come on. 3 of them wound.
3.
I'll do the other ones as well. So the ones at the back. 2 hits. 1 more. 1 more wound. Wop, wop, wop.
Wop, wop, wop. 4 to save, so it's 3 before my sergeant. Ooh, 1 dead. Oh, 2 dead. That's enough for a panicking.
Let's get them running. Let's get them running again.
If this happens.
No one else is shooting at them.
Oh, they are, this time they mean business.
I think they realised Kurz would actually have them if they ran again.
They would end up on my wall as a portrait, yes.
The Rhino next is going to open fire into the Dreadnought drop pod. It's an extra kill point if I get it. Let's see what happens. It's a notorious multi-melter, so it's hit.
Wonderful.
2d6 arm penetration.
It definitely pens.
And it's +3. It explodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Explodes.
+3 because open top, obviously drop pod.
Yeah.
So boom. How far does it explode?
It explodes 1 inch.
1 inch. Cool. So that's going to hit, I'd say 2 of my Raptors.
Yeah.
And not your boy because he's at the
Let's see if I wound them. That's 1 wound. Die.
No. Oh well. Goodbye, drop
And then,
pod.
as a long bomb shot, the other Rhino's going to open up into the Spartan.
Who is there, I promise, and we have agreed it. There he is. We have agreed it. There we go.
I've got a hit first again, which I do.
Needs a 6.
I need a 6, which I don't
No.
get. So
Oh, there is some justice.
I was saying, you would have got a cover save against that.
Yes, I would.
The recon squads that have arrived onto the flank there, opening up with their multi-melters from the Rhino. I'll start with this one, see if I can get a hit, which it misses. The next one hits. It's within 12 inches, so it gets +1, so it's definitely a penetrate.
Cool, can't do anything
See
about
what
it.
happens. +2.
+2, 5 is weapon destroyed. So 4, 5, 6 is the melter.
It's the melter.
Say goodbye to its melter.
And it's a hull point.
Oh, no.
The disappointment of the multi-metal is not destroying that Rhino. The Contemptor Mortis is going to open up into the front arc of the Rhino as well with its Carries assault cannons. So 12 shots, hitting on 2s. Get rid of those. And it is 5s and 6s this time, isn't it?
5s glance, 6s 10,
Yeah.
re-rolling.
So, which is pretty good because I've only got 1 glance there. Thank God for rerolls. That is a pen, that is a glance, that is a glance, that is a glance. So it's gone.
Short story is, he's gone. Right, are the boys inside penned? Because you can't blow him up.
You can't blow him up.
Not a...
Yes.
and the boys inside aren't pinned. So we'll get them out and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so the first time in this game we get to actually use a burning marker because
Hooray!
it's the first vehicle that's been wrecked and not just destroyed.
Exploded.
And I deployed my men out the back because these 2 recon squads have yet to fire, so obviously they just light up my terror squad. So they have just hidden like the absolute cowards the Night Lords are.
With the terror squad running away and not being able to shoot at them, my 2 recon squads will end up running.
Finding cover.
It's a tactical withdrawal. So the first squad is going to run 3 inches. The other squad is going to run 2 inches, which is great.
It's all real estate.
This melee in the middle of the board against the Leviathan, and now the Night Raptor's joining in. I've got my tactical squad. The tactical squad's going to actually charge in and support the Lion, so he's not there by himself. I've still got the Centurion. I'm going to advance him around the back as well, so he can actually hurt something as opposed to just flailing against the Leviathan by itself there. And so we'll get them moved up. We'll roll off. We'll see how much I get from a charge.
Get more men in.
Which is a lot of them.
So,
and we'll get them moved in and see what we'll do.
excellent.
Initiative 7, the Lions first. I did have a choice of either going after the Raptor squad with the Lion or the Leviathan. Now that I've got the Spartan and the tactical squad and the Centurions managed to move around, I think the Lion will actually go after the Leviathan again and hopefully take it down. So, 3's the hit. He has been reduced to 4 wounds now, so he gets an extra attack due to the Lion's colour special rule for him.
Because rules.
Yeah, because rules. So 3's the hit. Oh no! Mastercrafted. So 4 hits.
5s and 6s.
5s and 6s again. So that's 1 penetrate.
Okay, 4 up involved.
Don't do.
Don't.
So
Down to 1 hull point.
plus 2, so 4.
4. So he's stunned, extra armor down to shaken, but he is on 1 hull point. So next up is your
My Centurion. So he's only got 3 attacks. He's only got 3 attacks. But he's hitting on 3s. Not mastercrafted. 1 dead.
1 dead, lovely. And next up would be all the Raptors.
And then all the
and
Marines.
all the infantry. What I'll quickly do, because I had forgotten again, is the Lion is quite scary, and I'm not stay scared.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll just get all the dice ready, and we'll do the rest of Ian's. So I passed my fear check, and then we realised that
I have to take mine as well.
that, Ian has to take his because the Lion's fearless and passes it on to his unit. But these terror squad, now they're just
Tactical
normal
Marines.
Tactical Marines are not fearless, and my boys have trophies of judgment on the
I
sergeant.
do have Sire of the Dark Angels though, because the Lion's on the board, so it means I roll 3 dice and pick the 2 lowest. Which is good, because that would have been bad.
So no one's scared of anyone.
Starting with the Sergeant from the Tactical Squad. He is a better weapon skill than me, so my normal ability, Master of the Blade rules, which gives me +1 to hit when I'm fighting someone with the same weapon skill, doesn't come into effect here, so I am actually hitting on 4s with him. So, hitting on 4s, I'll take that though, but I'm wounding on 3s because I've got a Strength 5 Power Sword. That's 2 dead.
2 dead.
And then my million attacks. Hordes of attacks from the normal Marines. Hitting on 4s. Oh no. Get rid of all of those, all of those, all of those, all of those. Not great. Not great. But wounding on 4s as well. That is 5 wounds. That is quite terrible from all that dice, to be fair.
So 5 saves, 3 ups. That is 1 dead, and that's out of the box, so it doesn't count for this house's rules.
1 dead.
1 more dice. So we'll take you off. Right, I will get all my Raptors dice ready, and we'll come back. We've already worked out, this is obviously initiative step 4 for my Raptors. All those 3 that died are fighting back, and I'm going to fight the squad because I want combat res. And we did work it out at the time that we are equal, so I don't outnumber for bullying reasons. On to my Night Raptors. As we said, the 3 at the back are still technically alive, so with 2 attacks each, Hitting on 3s because I'm weapon skill 5.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
That's almost as good as me.
And wounding on 3s because I'm strength 5 and not outnumbering. 6 is rend, but it doesn't really matter because it's onto the unit. So that is 1, 2, these are AP3 I should say. So 4 dead, 2 rends, 6 dead.
So 6 dead altogether.
And then my sergeant's going to go. He's got a strength 8 weapon, so he's hitting on 3s, and he is wounding on 2s. Lovely, so that kills another
7
one.
dead altogether.
7 in reply. Last thing swinging at initiative 4 is the Leviathan. He's obviously just going to keep pounding into Lionel. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh no. And wounding on 2s. So that is 3 wounds, putting you straight onto your invuln.
My invulnerable save. And I get to reroll that one.
Oh, he's absolutely fine.
He's totally fine.
So combat res is actually a tie because the Lion has yet another rule that says he gets +1 to combat res.
Side of the Dark Angels.
I killed 7, and after all the combat res and wounds, Ian's scored 7. So it's a tie.
And I'm fearless.
And you're fearless.
So.
Oh.
Turn 3 next, I think. End of my turn 3, if you believe it, movement. We did roll up Lions, It Will Not Die, and Ian, who can only pass things when we're not filming them, did actually get his wound back. So you might have noticed in the wrap-up that the Lion's back up to 5 wounds. Weirdly enough, this is a bonus for me because it means he loses an attack. You get less attacks.
You get less attacks.
Oh.
Good. The Spartan is moving this way. He's full of a unit with objective secure and trying to remind myself that the aim of this game is to claim this objective. The Spartan, who is 1,000 points of doing nothing so far, is just rocking his way down here, and he is pretty confident that he can cause a bit of a death toll when the Terminators and Sev get out. The Terror Squad, who cannot charge this turn as much as I want them to, because they got out of a Rhino, which is not an assault vehicle, are moving over this way, and they're going to provide some support once the Lion breaks out of this combat himself. And they do have Volkite, so they can at least glance this Rhino to death when they shoot up. Obviously, this massive melee is still going on. My levy down to 1. I'm reduced to 4 Raptors. Over here, my Night Raptor squad has moved up. They're going to take an unholy amount of Overwatch, but if they get in, they are going to cause casualties. And my laser rapiers have done what they're doing all game. Sit still, and they're going to plink shots off. The Spartan is going to open up. He's moved 12, so I only get to snap fire. I have the choice of shooting into the Rhinos, but they've only got multi-melters. I've got Armoured Ceramite, so the worst they can do is glance me, and I'm full health, and they're not going to hold objectives. These boys, however, have melt bombs, so I'm going to fire all my las cannons and heavy bolters into them, because at least if I can take down 1 squad, that'll increase the chances of my Spartan surviving. So, 2 las cannons that aren't snap shooting, 2 hits. 2 las cannons that are snap shooting but are twin linked. For nothing. So the 2 las cannons on 2s are kill you. So
Yeah,
that's
2 dead recon minions.
And then the heavy bolter, which is snap firing. Let's not talk about that. And is twin linked. 1 more hit and 1 more wound.
1 more wound. Take my armor save. In the box.
In the box is the wound.
Oh!
So take out 3,
on.
which is enough for a panic check. Panic, 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 panic.
So roll 3 dice.
Oh yeah, the Lion.
They're fine.
They're fine. God. Terror Squad opening up, as I said, with their Volkite charges into this Rhino. I can't shoot into the combat as much as I'd love to be able to, so they're just going to try and glance down this Rhino.
Dirty Night Lord tactics.
20 shots. Not re-rolling anything because they have preferred enemy infantry.
Well.
So hitting on 3s. And strength 5 against armor 11, so they need 6s to glance you down.
He's only got 2 hull points though, so.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bye.
Gone.
Bye, Rhino. Other side of the board, my laser rapiers. This squad's sat up on the containers. The only thing they can actually see to be able to shoot at is this Rhino over here. One of them can see, the other can't, but he's still getting a cover save, but rather fire than not shoot anything. So, hitting on a 3, twin linked. That's a hit. And ordnance. So it's definitely a pen, but he gets a 4-up cover.
Ah! He did it.
My second laser rapier squad is going to help out the Raptors by firing into here. I am shooting through my own Raptor boys, so he's going to get a cover save from it. But here we go. 2 shots. 1 hit, twin linked. 1 hit. 2s to splat. And
a cover save.
Cover.
Which he doesn't do, so one of the Marines dies.
Good. Final thing I get to do in the shooting phase, these Night Raptors have bolt pistols, they fire them into this squad. So, hitting on 3s, and wounding on 4s, for 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 2 armor saves.
Drops another one.
Another one goes down.
Moving swiftly on straight into my charge phase, these Raptors are declaring the one and only charge into this tactical squad, so they get to Overwatch.
Get Overwatch, so 6s for Overwatch. 2, wounding on 3s, because I'm within 12 inches. So 2 wounds.
Here we go, first boy before a sergeant. Sergeant tanking.
Oh!
So, one guy dies. So, I'll roll my charge of... They get to use their jump packs in the assault as well as the movement, so I get fleet on
Stupid
this.
Night Raptors. Well, they're definitely in.
They're definitely in. First things first, Ian needs to take a fear check.
With the line on the board, that's a 3, so they're still not afraid.
Lovely. I am challenging. Are you accepting?
I will accept.
Lovely. So the Sergeant's Hammer of Wrath goes into the challenge target, so it wounds.
Armor save. Fine.
It's fine. And then 2 more Hammer of Wraths from the other boys. No wounds.
No.
Right then, so initiative step 4. We'll do all my normal boys first. I say all of them, there's 2 left. Because of one of mine dying on the charge in, I no longer outnumber, so I am better weapons skill.
You are still weapon skill 5 though.
So I'm hitting him on 3s.
Yep. Still pretty good.
And I'm wounding on 3s because I'm strength 5, and these are AP3 rending.
Oh no.
So 2 dead.
So 2, but they do get to make their attacks back.
Initiative.
So I'll put them there. So hitting on 4s this time. Oh no. Could be worse. Wounding on 4s. That is 5 wounds altogether.
Ow! So I'll take them 2 time.
Oh no.
Christ. So he kills the 2, and then they spill over into the combat, if I'm not mistaken.
But we still do the challenge.
We still do the challenge. So my sergeant, he needs to take 3.
What's his initiative?
Sergeant lives through that. He is initiative 4.
So I'm initiative 4 as well.
So we go at the same time.
Yep.
So my sergeant hitting on 3s.
2 hits.
And wounding on 2s because he has the headsman's axe,
Yep.
which also has rending.
Oh.
So it's 2 wounds, but
So-
AP3.
AP3. Cool. So I'll take obviously 1 on the sergeant.
Oh, he has to take them both. It's a challenge. So sergeant's dead.
Sergeant's dead, but he does get to attack before he dies. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s because he's got a carbonite warblade. So 1. It is only AP3.
Artificer armor, fine. But I killed 2 plus the sergeant is 3. You killed 3. Oh, you killed 2.
I killed
didn't
2
you?
because
You
it was
killed
1 from thingy.
So
one
I
from
win.
Overwatch. So you win.
Lovely.
I get +1.
You get +1 because the line's on the table. Fine. It's a draw. We go. I am learning to hate that man. So actually, quick correction. Ian's just told me that it's the +1 combat res only applies within 12 of the lion, so he does lose by 1. So it's
Sorry.
leadership check minus.
I still
1.
only get my 3 dice though,
I get this lion's 3
which
dice.
is fine.
Right, fine. So it ends the way it ended, with me perfectly happy with everything that's going
Like
on.
I'm sure you'll be fine with that.
Back to the entire centerpiece of this game. So once again, the lion is going first and is striking into the levy.
That's right. So the levy 5 attacks this time because he healed a wound, so he's no longer getting his additional one. Mastercraft is hitting on 3, so all of those.
Oh, this is bad.
5s and 6s. 1 glance.
It's enough.
It's
I
enough
need
to do it.
4 up, or my levy dies.
And he does.
Lives. The levy is going to smash him back.
Initiative 5.
Yeah, initiative
It's my
5. though.
Centurion,
We go to the Centurion.
who gets 3 attacks, and he's attacking the squad, hitting on 3s.
Is he not mastercrafted?
He does not mastercrafted.
Oh, this is good news. Right then, we might as well do the rest of your squad because we're here.
So I've got
3 men.
So I've got a sergeant there, so he'll be fighting into the squad as well. Hitting on 3s. No, hitting on 4s because it's weapon skill 4.
Yeah, I'm weapon skill 4.
It's 2 dead though, because it's strength 5, AP 3.
Oh, curses. Just finishing off all the Dark Angel attacks.
Remaining of the squad, so 4 attacks each. Sorry, 4 attacks. 2 hits. And no wounds.
No wounds. Excellent. Right then, we have worked it out, and this time I do outnumber the Dark Angels. Everything is going to strike. Actually, I'll tell you what, my sergeant's going to strike into the Centurion, and the Raptors are going to strike into the squad. So, the squad, weapon skill 5, so I'm better, and I outnumber, so I now hit you on 2s. I should also say we did roll our fear checks, and both of us passed.
Yeah.
So, hitting on 2s.
That's all of them.
Excellent.
So you're going to wipe out this squad.
So your sergeant got Artificer?
He does have Artificer.
Cool. So, and wounding on 2s, but with rending. So one rend, which I imagine you'll take on a normal boy.
Yep.
And then 5 normal AP3 wounds.
Down to another
so
one.
You can tank them on your sergeant.
So one of them, another one's dead.
So you've got 4 normal wounds to take on your sergeant.
Which is on the sergeant. And he's dead.
He goes. Wonderful. So now I have my sergeant left fighting the Centurion. So I do outnumber you, and your weapon skill is just as good as mine.
Yep.
So I'm hitting you on 3s.
2 hits.
I'm strength 8 with rending. So I get 1 wound. It's not rending. Save.
So invulnerable save.
Not instant. Not invulnerable.
Oh, normal save.
Full, yeah.
He's fine then.
It's fine. Lovely. And now the Levy gets to swing with his 4 attacks, hitting against the Lion, obviously. Hitting on 4s, so 2, and wounding on 2s. 4 points.
I'll take my invulnerable save, which I pass.
You're fine. So I win again.
I'm fearless.
Your squad isn't.
Squad's dead.
The squad's dead. Okay, but we're whittling them down.
The recon squad got back into one of the rhinos, and this one here is trying to bomb up around the side of it, trying to avoid that horrific 1,000-point block of Spartan and Sevatar and all sorts of nonsense. The other rhino blocking it from getting any further, hopefully. The other unit of recons have moved back onto the objective. Contemptor has moved in, so it's got a nice firing range on that terror squad there. That's about it. The only other thing for movement is that rhino has moved out of the way of the horrendous anti-tank guns. I've got my 2 rhinos there, one of them blocking the Spartan there. The other one, I'm going to flat out it up around the side, so I'll move that in a bit. But moving back over to here, the only other thing I can really shoot with is my Contemptor Mortis. So he's going to open up into this terror squad here.
I've tried telling Ian that he'd be better off running and not shooting.
I did consider running,
but he tells me that he really wants to shoot my terror squad.
I don't get a chance to shoot my Contemptor Mortis very often, you see, because everyone hates it.
I hate it.
So actually being able to shoot the things is rather nice. So here we go, hitting on 2s, 2 misses, wounding on 2s, rending. No rends.
Excellent.
But that is the 8 wounds.
Right, where's me Sargy Warge?
At the back probably.
He's way at the back, so I'm fine. So I'll just take all these normal armours.
All 1s, Ed.
All 1s.
All 1s.
That is 1, 2 dead.
Ah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't as bad as I hoped.
You know what? This multi-melt is going to shoot at them as well.
Go for
Just
it.
because I'm here. It hits.
Oh dear.
Blats 1.
Had to rub it in, didn't you?
I did.
And so that's enough to cause a panicking.
Oh!
Are you kidding me? Right. Okay. So they're running away. 2d6 plus 1 because I'm Night Lords. 7 inches.
Hooray!
Right. I'll move them.
The rhinos moved flat out up to the 6 inches, so it's now no longer visible to any of the weapons on the horrific Spartan. The terror squad has fled back as well. It does, however, mean they're in a better position to defend their objective, which is a little bit disappointing for me.
But they still have that thing looking
I mean, the
behind them.
Contemptor is still looming over them.
Oh dear. Okay, first things first, I need to do a fear check. Ian doesn't, because...
I'm fearless.
He's fearless now because he's just got his Lion and his Centurion, but I am in combat with a fear-causing character. Oh! And my Sergeant is still alive.
Yep.
God, I saw that first.
I was terrifying it.
The Night Lords are still taking on. Anyway, Lion kicks off, fighting in the levy.
He needs to kill this levy. It's been doing so much harm. Well, it hasn't.
It's done no harm, but he has tanked him.
Tanked him a lot. Mastercrafted, so all of those hit. 5s and 6s again. Nothing. Not a sausage.
Leviathan lives. Initiative step 5,
onto the
your
Centurion.
fighting my squad.
Yep. So hitting on 3s and killing on 2s, so 2 dead.
It's AP3.
It is AP3.
So I am tanking them on my Sarge. Actually, no. Yes, because he's fighting and he has to.
Yep.
So tank on Sarge. First one.
Oh.
Tank on Sarge.
Dead.
Is dead. So Sergeant dies. So I am left with one lowly Raptor who will fight into the Centurion. Because let's just say that. So 2 attacks. I don't outnumber you at this initiative step, so I hit you once, and I'm strength 5, not outnumbering, so wounding you on 3 with no rend.
He's fine.
He's absolutely fine. And now the levy. He gets 4 attacks into the Lion.
Yep.
Or do I mash your Centurion?
I mean...
No, he's going to mash the Centurion.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does make sense, doesn't it? So, hitting you on 4s. Excellent.
Yep.
2s.
This is going to be bad.
Because they spill over.
Yeah.
So you need to do them one at a time, or they spill onto the Lion.
4 plus. 4 plus.
So he's dead, and 2 onto the Lion.
The Lion. And the Lion is fine.
So he's fine. So
But the Centurion is dead.
At the end of all that, through combat resolution, he's worth 2 wounds. So I scored 2. Ian killed one of mine, plus 1 for the Lion's rules. So it's a draw against my guys, still holding firm. And this combat will proceed into turn 4.
The combat on the other side with the lone Night Raptor, it does cause fear still, so I need a fear test, but they're fine. Absolutely sticking around. So they get 2 attacks each, so I've got 4 there, so I need another 2 dice.
We're all initiative 4.
All initiative 4, hitting on 4s because your weapon skill's higher than mine. 1, 2. Not great. No wounds though, come on.
There is no one to challenge for my Sergeant, so I'm better weapon skill, so I've got 2 attacks.
You don't outnumber me.
I don't definitely outnumber you. So I'm hitting once and wounding on a 2 AP3, so I kill a guy.
Yeah.
So I win.
By 1.
You still get your 3 dice, don't
Still
you?
get my 3 dice, which is fine.
Okay.
It's going back.
Cancel my frustrated noises.
I actually failed that failed that leadership test because my sergeant is dead.
So it's
Down to 8.
-1.
-1.
Lovely. So initiative off.
So initiative off. I rolled a 6.
Dear, I need a 6 to catch you,
Which you don't.
which I don't. So you get to run away.
2d6. They're off the board
They're
though.
off the board, and I consolidate 1d6 for 4. Bonus. Start turn 4, I have to see if I can rally my terror squad. So they've got leadership 9. No,
They keep going.
they're going to continue running.
going.
That's actually weirdly better for me,
because it continues them on
because
to
they're
the
going to
objective.
keep going to the objective, and they would have only rallied 3. So anyway, 6 inches. I'll get them moved up in the movement, and we'll show you all. I'm going to jump into my movement phase quickly here. This Spartan needs to do something. A lot of points doing nothing. I would like to ram this, and we've looked at the ramming rules, and the only way I could get through it is if I can make him explode. I can't make him explode,
but you can't
because
make him explode.
I haven't got any AP. So while I'm stronger, I can't actually make him explode. So all that would happen is I'd drive into him,
And then stop.
possibly cause a hull point, and then stop.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drive over my old carcass of my Rhino. So I need difficult terrain. I'm going to roll 2 dice because I have got Dozer blades, so I need a double 1 for him to be immobilized. He's not immobilized, so I'll get the Spartan moving. the end of my movement phase finally. The Spartan is using his very spiky tracks to drive up and over my old Rhino. Dead, I don't need it anymore. And Sevatar and his really expensive unit have got out because, darn it, we're going to do something this game. And that is my objective at the end of the day, and they are just a normal Terminator squad, so they have got a objective skill, so we'll go for that.
Kill that recon squad.
Kill a recon squad! And it actually means I'll get a psychic phase. Yay! Anyway, there's not much else to do for my army. This is where the Terror Squad ended up after they continued their massive run away! I love my Legion. Obviously these guys are still caught up in combat. My lone Knight Raptor has jumped up and he is going to do everything he can to kill this Rhino. And I've actually engaged forward gear on my laser rapiers, and they've started rocking up 6 inches up the board. Obviously they're heavy, so it means they will be snap shooting. I don't think they're actually in range of anything, but it's only turn 4, still 2 turns. I might get them in range of something. This laser rapier, I'm not going to start moving him down because that's just ridiculous. He is actually out of range of the Contemptor Mortis, much to my chagrin. I haven't measured up to see if they're in range of that Rhino, but I highly doubt it. But we forgot to mention that once again Ian rolled off camera and actually healed his lion up to full wounds. This guy is unbelievable.
I mean, it makes a big difference to what I normally roll. So
it turns out only when we're not filming Ian can he get his stuff out. Anyway, I'm not actually in the slightest. So we're going to roll straight into my psychic phase, the first ever psychic phase of Sector Wargaming. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here for the very first. Sevatar. No. So how many times does Ian get to try and deny me? 2. I get to roll 2 dice because that's Sevatar's rules. Double 1. So he's only got 1 power and needs 1 warp charge to get off, so I need at least a 4 plus.
Double 1.
That is a 4 and a 1, so Ian only needs to roll 1 6 to stop me.
Nope.
Nope. A successful cast. Sevatar is at full power. Fear me. I'm going to open up with my Spartan because he's in such a cool position, very thematic. So these lads, quad lads, shooting to the squad. His heavy bolters shooting into the recon squad, and this quad laser rapier is just going to about face and shoot into the bottom of this Rhino. Mm-hmm. So we'll do all the stuff into the recon squad first of all. So he's only moved 6, so he gets to fire everything at full. So 2 shots, both lads hit, and
only 1.
Valid, unless you'd like to go to ground, sir.
I might go to ground actually.
We are going to take an unholy amount of Terminator shots.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. And 3 heavy bolter shots, twin linked, so 2 hits, and wounding once.
Another arm save.
He's absolutely fine. We'll move straight on onto the other Rhino. So 2, drop dice, 2 last cannon shots, twin linked, rear armor 10, that is definite pen, can't do anything about it. Plus 1 is a 5, which is weapon destroyed.
Oh, so 1, 2, 3.
Melter?
Yep.
1, 2, 3 melter. Nope, so it takes out the economy
Hooray!
and takes a whole point. After measuring it up, this laser rapier on the top, one of them is in range of the Rhino down the bottom here, and now that my Spartan has failed to kill it, I shall shoot it. So 1 shot, hitting on 3s, but twin linked, hits, and ordnance, side armor 11,
That's a pen,
it is a pen, plus 2 to this one, 3, so it's down to 1 whole point, and shake. Down here, my lone Knight Raptor Sergeant is going to throw a crack grenade into the back of this Rhino, because lols. He hits, strength 6, rear armor 10, nada. Well, I'll just have to finish it with my massive axe then. Last thing in my shooting phase, the Terminator squad opening up into these recons. I am not going to use their plasma, because there is a chance that the lion's going to come for them. And I'd like to keep it spare just in case. I do have a plasma blaster, so he obviously has to fire his plasma. It's this boy at the back. So he's going to open up with that. So he gets 2 shots, hitting on 3s. So 2 hits. And 2s to wound. He gets 1 wound.
1 cover
go around,
Go on, lad.
Go on, Sad. No. So he kills 1. Sevatar has a bolt pistol. So he shoots, he hits. Wounds on a 4, but he's got his psychic power up, so he rerolls wounds. It doesn't matter. And everybody else has bolters. We are in rapid fire range.
Lots of bolters.
They're not twin linked because they are combi weapons instead of combi bolters. So hitting you on 3s and wounding you on 4s. Oh dear.
Oh.
I may have to do this the old-fashioned way. That's 4 wounds for 4 men.
So 4 armor save.
Kills 1.
1 more. Down to 2. With them reduced to 2 from that round of shooting there, you need to take a morale check. Fortunately though, side of the Dark Angel on board, they are still fine and sticking around.
So the 2 charges I've got to do are the Raptor Sergeant at the back there, who is auto-win.
Yeah. He's pretty much there already.
He's pretty much there already. And the Terminator squad is making a charge over here. They need a 6. We put the Crater here just because
it was fun.
The Super Heavy died and he needed representation.
I forgot you had a Super Heavy.
Thanks for that, Ian. But we're not treating it as difficult terrain or anything like that. It's just there for thematic reasons. So I need a 6, but I am going to take some Overwatch to begin with.
So Overwatch, hit on 6s. That's 1. Wounding on 3s. You failed to wound.
Failed. And I need a 6. Which
Oh!
I don't get, and then not fleet.
Oh! That is interesting.
In goes my Sergeant into the rear of the Rhino. His Hammer of Wrath at strength 4 can actually hurt the rear of the Rhino, so I'm going to go for it on a 6. No. Oh well, so he has to do it the old-fashioned way. 3 swings, hitting on 3s. So all hit, and he's strength 8 because of his axe. So 2s to get through, that is 2 hull points, which is enough. And it's AP3 weapon, so it can't explode it, but up goes that Rhino. And now we have to go to the line again. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're not sick of this combat, because we're not. It's great.
Slogfest 5,000 with the lion there.
My Raptor needs to take a fear check.
Yep.
Here we go. He is not scared of the lion. The lion gets to strike first.
And he will be targeting the levy again, because it has to die this time, surely. No. Mastercrafted. So 3 hits.
Hang on. Horrible bit of white there.
Horrible. 3 hits and 5s and 6s again. Come on. Lion! What are you doing?
Has he actually moved?
No.
He's had charge turn 1, then
He
he's
charged
sat there.
turn 1 and sat there.
Right. So Levy gets to fight back. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2. And then 2s. That is 1 wound.
So 1 vulnerable save. But he failed, so I get the reroll. But he still failed it. Yes. So he's down to 5 again.
I've actually pretended to wound him again. Now my Raptor strikes in, hitting you on 4s. Once, wounding you on 6s. Oh no, strength 5. So yeah,
5.
6s. 5.
5.
Yeah.
No,
don't worry about it. But I don't lose combat, so my Raptor doesn't run away. And we keep going. Yay!
The recon squad obviously just getting up and dealing with the massive horde of Terminators in front of them. The Contemptor Dreadnought moving around, so he's got some fresh targets to fire at. The Lone Rhino, who took a lot of fire last time, turning around to see if he can do anything. Hopefully take out that Plasma Blaster, but we'll see what happens. And then, that's about it. Nothing else much to move. Starting up with the Dark Angel shooting phase, I've got 1 multi-melter on there. It is snap firing because it's obviously stunned from the last time.
But he is looking straight at my Plasma Blaster.
Which is what I want to kill. So 6 is the hit in the box. It doesn't though, unfortunate. But moving on, I'll move on to the recon squad. So 2 of them still alive, 4 shots. Now they're within the 12 inches, so they get +1 to wound. So hitting on 3s.
Are they snapping because they stood up?
They are, yes. So snap firing, so 1 hit. Wounding on 3s, so 1 wound.
5.
And then the Contemptor Mortis. This is where hopefully I can do some damage, get some more Wrens in there. Let's see what I can do. Hitting on 2s. That 1 missed. And then all of these hit. So 6s.
Wounding on 2s, but 6 is Ren.
Yeah. So 6 is Rend. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 normal wounds and 2 Rens.
Oh, Right, so 2 Rens first.
Yep.
Obviously, I've got my invuln saves. Tartaros armor, so 5, so that's 2 dead straight away. That's pretty easy. And then, how many was that, sir?
7.
I'll just roll it. So, hang on, let me just have a quick look. So, 2 dead.
Yep.
So, there's 2 boys before Sevatar.
Yep, 2 boys before Sev.
So, we'll roll these. 2 ups.
Fine.
2 ups.
Don't betray me, dice.
2 ups.
What?
1 dead. 1 left. He
2.
dies. So, the 2 in front of Sevi go. No! And that is enough to cause a panicking.
Ooh. Let's see if you can roll as well as you have done for other panic tests.
It's not. Sevatar is not fearless.
Oh,
this
you're
time he's okay, but a much reduced squad.
Yeah. The rhino that bombed up the table in the previous turn is just sticking it around there for the time being, mainly because his terror squad on the other side, if they do rally next turn, we'll have an open shot at it, and also the 2 artillery pieces at the back there, which are really good at taking out paper thin armor rhinos, surprisingly enough.
So whippity snapped straight back into this glorious combat. I need to take a fear check again for my Raptor, who's 5.
Yeah. But going straight into initiative 7 then, the lion, come on boy, you can do it. I'm mass crafted, so 4 hits this time, 5 and 6s. So 1 glance.
It's enough.
It's enough.
4
Come on, 4 plus. It's gone!
He's down!
Eventually!
Oh, curses. Right, so my Raptor gets to fight. So he's hitting you on 5, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No, 4.
2.
4s. Because he'd have to be double +1 for me to hit you on 5s.
Mm.
So 2 hits, and now I need 5s to wound you.
1?
1 wound, which isn't
But it's
ending.
fine.
You don't care. I lose. It was a glance or a pen?
It was a
glance. So I
It was
lose
only
by
glance.
1. So my leadership is down to 7, which I
Oh,
promptly pass.
Just.
So weirdly, my Raptor is going to hold the lion for another turn. Okay, we've remembered to try and film it this time of the lion healing himself.
Actually,
Here we go.
End of the turn. And he does! Back to 6 wounds again!
Ay, caramba! I have to see if my terror squad will actually rally, so I'll just do that quickly. They do! Yay! Right, I'll get moving. So the Spartan has positioned himself to try and cockblock the Rhino as much as possible and to get his las cannons in on this contemptor. The Terminators, who are severely reduced, their main objective is weirdly the objective. So they're heading towards... I have to keep reminding myself that's why I'm playing this game, not just to kill stuff. So they are just going to look down the recon squad. Over here, my terror squad did rally, as you saw. So they move their 3 inches, and they are going to guard home plate. I'm pretty confident. There's only 2 boys in that recon squad left, remember. So it's got a melter, but other than that, we're okay. These laser rapiers have just done what Ian feared and turned around. And they can just...
It's a hell of a cover
if
save,
I can
though, isn't
make
it?
myself focus, they can just see it. It's a hell of a cover save. Yeah. But wait, it's shot. And these rapiers are just continuing to march up the board. They've got nothing to shoot at, so they might as well just start wandering down. If that lion ever breaks cover, which I fully expect him to do this turn, now that my Leviathan is not blocking him, at least I'll be able to shoot something. And over here, the last thing I did in my movement was my brave, brave Sergeant Raptor jumped over the corpse of his kill, and is going to go and do
Something.
if only be lubrication for when the lion puts his sword back in his scabbard eventually. Psychic phase, Mark II.
Oh my god.
Here we go again. How many times does Ian get to try and stop me? 6 times.
Oh, I need another dice.
You need more. Sevatar can only ever roll 2. He gets it off once. Ian needs to roll 1 6.
I do not?
Yes! Psychic is overpowered. Sevatar, still full strength. Spartan is going to start turn 5 for me by shooting everything he's got, soldiers, into this Contemptor Mortis, who has caused me a lot of hassle. So, 4 shots with his quad las cannons. Hitting on 3s. Thankfully twin linked. 3 hits. Strength 9, armor 13, so needing force to glance.
Nothing.
That is a bad result. I didn't want to have to do this, but that Mortis is terrifying me. This game goes to 6 turns. I'm not too worried about 2 men. So, these boys are going to fire all their plasma at the front of this guy. It's armor 13, strength 7 plasma, so I need 6s to glance, and he has his invuln. Could do it, but no.
It's your only choice, really.
It is my only choice. So, Sev can't hit, he's only got a bolt pistol. So, we've got to do them one at a time. So, Plasma Blaster. He gets hot once and hits once. He doesn't die with 1 hit. Front guy hits twice, but doesn't overheat. Sergeant hits once, doesn't overheat. This is not good. And overheat. Last guy doesn't overheat and hits once. Right. I need at least 3 6s here in the box. That's 1 6. That's 1 6. And I got Adamantic shielding.
Adamantic shielding. Which I don't make.
I take cause a whole bunch. Laser rapiers, as explained in the movement phase, shooting into this rhino over here, who gets a very heavy cover save. But anyway, 2 shots, both hit, lovely. There'll be side armor, but still 11 either way. First one, ordnance, causes glance. Second one causes a pen. So pen first, please, sir.
A pen first. Ew.
3 up cover.
Fine.
And the glance. Fine. Yeah. Nothing. Fast and furious into the charge phase. You have to charge what you shoot, so the Terminators are going after this Mortis. Does mean they have to endure another round of Overwatch.
It is only hitting on 6s though, but I'm feeling lucky. See, I got 1. And it's a wound.
It's a wound. Sevatar is in front. He has a 2-up rerollable because of his psychic powers up.
Yeah,
he's absolutely fine. So it's a 7-inch charge, no fleet or anything like that. Here we go.
No.
Oh no. Okay, quickly into the other charge. My Knight Raptor Sergeant is going in. I'll just quickly roll it. And he might not actually make that. Because I haven't actually rolled that. Measured that. The Sergeant rolled a 4. I just measured it, and it was exactly what he needed to get in. As I say, I don't think he's going to do much, but hey, here we are. Okay, into the combat with the Lion. I need to take fear checks, and they are technically 2 separate units. So the Sergeant is fine. The boy on his own is fine.
So into the combat there. The Lion's going initiative 7. He will be splitting his attacks. He's going to put 2 onto the squad member that's already there for hitting on 3s. Master crafted, so only 1 hits, but it's enough.
Kills him.
And then onto the Sergeant that charged in. Master crafted. Oh no, I've already rolled it. And then,
Sergeant,
he's still alive!
Sergeant gets a Hammer of Wrath, which we forgot about.
Yep.
Which does wound. No, doesn't wound. Strength 4, toughness 6, and he is got a toughness strength 8 weapon. So I definitely don't outnumber you anymore.
No.
So 3 attacks, hitting you on 4s, and wounding you on 2s.
Oh yeah, strength 8,
and it rends.
He fails his invulnerable save, but makes it.
So I lose by 1. So I'm down to initiative 8.
Lose by 2.
I lose by 2? What do I lose by
I had
2?
1.
Oh, you're fine. So I fail. Oh, no. Leadership 9, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Down to 8, down to 7.
Fine, just.
5, 6, 7. Maths is hard.
Turn 5, moving to the Dark Angels. Not much to talk about. The objective on the recon squad, trying to stare down those Terminators and Sevatar. Hopefully he'll just ignore them. Hopefully Sevatar will just ignore them and just forget about them and be just distracted by that Contemptor.
He is very distracted by that.
I was going to move these guys out and try and tank shot the Terror squad, but thinking about it, they've all got melter bombs. Not the best choice to do. Maybe he's in the last turn. We'll see how it goes in the next turn. But otherwise, not much movement for the Dark Angels. the multi-melter is going to open fire onto this from this Rhino into this squad again, see if I can take them down. So again, multi-melter, it hits and doesn't wound.
Boom.
What a shame. I've then got all my...
He lost his combi, didn't he?
He did lose his combi bolter, yeah.
Cool.
So these two from the recon squad, now they can fire normally now because I haven't gone to ground this time. So hitting on 3s, so all them, wounding on 3s.
Oh, because of your rules.
But only 1 wound.
It's enough.
It is.
2 up terminate save.
Ah,
that's enough too.
It's now time for the Contemptor though. And hopefully, again, see if I can get some rending shots. Sevatar does have to tank every single one of these though.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He's going to.
That one missed. All of those hit. So come on, 6s. So that's 2 there. And then that is an additional 6 wounds.
Right, so first off, I'm going to pass off those Reddens, surprisingly enough. So, they pass off.
Mm-hmm.
Do I save them on normal bods? I don't, so that's 2 Terminators dead. And how many others was it? 5 normal.
5 normal.
So, Sevatar's going to tank them one at a time. He has a 2-up re-rollable because his psychic phase went off. So, first one, fine. Second one, fine. Third one, no, but re-roll. So he's fine. 4th, 5th. Was it 5 or 6?
6.
6.
Yeah, he's fine.
Sevatar's fine. But 2 die, that is enough for a panicking.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
It's in the box.
In the box.
A 6.
Ah. Here is a lesson in masses of hope. So, Primarch Sergeant fighting a Primarch. Fear check.
Well, he's passed his fear check.
Passed his
he's
fear
not
check.
afraid of the lion. He's not afraid of the
Who is
lion.
this guy? However,
yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Very.
Shall we consolidate.
I will consolidate. 6 inches. After consolidating, the lion is going to make his way over to here. Now Ed has a very interesting choice ahead of him. Now I know he hates this Contemptor.
We've not made friends, me and this Contemptor.
Yep.
So everything in me is telling me to send my Terminators after him, who have chainfists. However, that's the objective. And I only have 1 turn left.
Yep.
I'm going to have to leave him alone. I can shoot him with a Spartan might. That's it for my very brief movement phase. Spartan, again, just positioning himself to fire into this absolutely lovely Contemptor that I really appreciate the effort he's gone into. Sevatar and his Terminators, reminding myself of what the actual tactic of this game is. They're going this way. I would love to have taken Sev off on his own to kill them, but then he's not objective secured, so the Terminators would have just... sorry, if I'd have sent the Terminators into him, and then this is my last turn, I've got nothing to do. Anyway, so they've got that way to help Sev. Over here, the Terror Squad is just spread out around my objective. The Rhino with 2 recons is going to come bursting out of there on Ian's last turn, so they're just trying to roadblock it. The Lion is free, there's nothing I can do about that. However, I do have a couple of laser rapiers. I can at least make God bleed and make him remember the Night Lords.
What about the Rhino, Ed?
What Rhino?
The one that you want to kill?
This really irritating Rhino that keeps just shooting things in the back. I would love to power the Machine Spirit and fire my stuff at the back of him, but let's be honest, that thing is what's causing me the issues. He's going to take everything. Final psychic phase of the game. How many times does Ian get to attempt to deny me?
Oh.
In the box. He gets 5 attempts. I only ever get 2 because Sevatar's rules.
Double 1.
I need at least a 4. No, so my power doesn't even go off. Sevatar is not charged up. He's going to have to take a lot of shots. Once again, Spartan's going to open us off And he is, power of positive thinking, going to kill the Contemptor this turn.
You're a Night Lord, not known for positive thinking.
I've never seen a Contemptor live till turn. Right, okay. So, full fire, hitting on 3s.
Reroll.
Thankfully, it's twin link. That dice can go in a microwave later.
Yep.
4s. So that is 1 pen. That's it. One pen.
1 automatic shielding. He
It
doesn't.
goes through.
Oh.
+1.
Oh.
+1, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
He gets weapon destroyed. That's good. That's good. So all I can do is destroy one of the carries. So he's down to 6 shots. Could be worse. Over here, the Terminators and Sev are going to fire into these recon marines. Are you going to go to ground, sir?
I am going to go to town, yes.
I thought you might. So the Plasma Blaster, who is still alive, gets 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. He gets double 6.
Oh.
He doesn't overheat. The other guy fired his Plasma Blaster against the thing, so he's just firing his bolter.
Yep.
He hits once, it's not twin linked, and Sevatar fires his bolter, he hits on the 2, he does. So the bolters wound on 4s, so they both wound, and the plasmas wound on 2s. In the box. Oh, I cannot believe
Armour
it.
saves.
One
goes down.
What is
One goes
happening?
down.
I completely forgot I could have powered the machine spirited the bolters onto this guy. We've moved on past him, and I did totally forget, so we're not going to go back. These laser rapiers, as much as everything in me tells me to shoot the lion, realistically for the game, I have to shoot that rhino again. So, hitting on 3s, but twin linked. So 2 hits. And ordnance, side armor 11. So first one pens, second one pens, but he gets 3 up cover because he is well within. He totally doesn't care at all. Straight onto these laser rapiers who can't see the rhino at all. So are going to shoot into the back of the lion.
Who's all the way here. There he is.
Lovely. So, second verse, same as the first. Both hit. Wounding him on 2s. 2 wounds. Invuln. Reroll the fail.
So
He
makes
takes a wound.
Oh no.
Good. Last thing I'm going to do in my entire shooting phase, these boys are going to run. Just to get in a better position. To get in a better position to receive the rhino's assault. So I'll shuffle them around. Sevatar and his boys are going to charge into this lonely boy. He's gone to ground, so he can't overwatch me. So, anything but a double 1.
Oh,
I saw it.
oh.
Anyway,
Very close.
so they're straight in.
Fear check for that unit.
He passes.
He does. I like to roll another dice, don't I?
He passed anyway.
He's passed anyway.
He's passed
so
anyway.
It's all good.
He gets to roll a bit of dice. So first up, initiative 7. Sevatar gets to go first. So we definitely outnumber you, and I'm definitely better weapon skill. So I'm hitting on 2s.
Yep.
That's pretty good. And I'm killing on 2s.
Yep.
Guess what?
He's
You're
dead. You killed a child.
What? You cut them? So consolidate 4 inches.
The lion's moved around. I did check. He is 9 inches away from Sevatar, so he cannot do his automatic charge in the assault phase. So I will have to roll for it. He does have fleet, so it's got a lot of potential.
Squeaky bum time.
The Contemptor's moved into a better position to just open up, and this Rhino again just annoying the Terminator squad. So hopefully take another one of them down. Over with this recon team though, they have moved in and they're about to tank shock this terror squad.
Pretty much all or nothing, weirdly, is on this side, on the deployment. So tank shock into me. I need to pass a morale check. If I pass the morale check, they all split like water and let the Rhino through. But one guy gets an auto hit with his melter bomb, which is good. If he fails to blow it up, he's dead, but I'll take that. The other thing, if they fail this morale check, which they've done a couple of times, they may run straight off the objective and off the board.
Yeah.
So, morale check. Oh, they're fine. So, one boy
Automatically
gets to plant a
hits.
melter bomb, automatically hits. And it
Penetrates.
pens +2 because it's melter bomb. No. So 5 weapon destroyed. So one of my guys, we'll say it's Sergeant because he's at the front, gets squashed. And I've caused a whole point.
With that tank shock, the Rhino's moved in with the Troops Choice inside of it. it is now contested against that squad, so neither of us are actually getting...
within 3, so he contests the objective. He gets the corpse of his brother back, and I haven't got a turn to do anything else against him.
So back onto shooting, over on the side where the other objective is. The Contemptor's opening up again. He's only got one weapon this time, so he's only got 1 carries, so only 6 shots. Hitting on 2s. Oh no, that's not great. And then 2s and 6s. So that's 3 wounds and 1 rend.
Right, so Sevi hasn't got his psychic power up, so I don't get to roll, but I am just going to try and tank. So the rend on a 4 up on his Iron Halo, he's fine. And then it was 3 others.
It was 3 others.
This could kill Sevatar.
1s.
He takes a wound.
A single wound. And for this really annoying rhino at the back, a multi-melter into the back of there, so see if I can hit him. I do. And I wound one of them, so I just need your invulnerable save.
Up invuln. He's fine. I actually make an invulnerable save.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Final assault phase of the entire game. The Lion needs to charge into Sevatar here. He's 9 inches away, so he gets his Overwatch first.
So here we go. Sevatar has a bolt pistol. He misses. One guy has a plasma blaster. He hits once, overhits once. He's fine, but he gets 1 hit. Wounding on a 3.
So wounds him.
Invuln.
Fails. Get the reroll. Get the reroll. So he takes another wound.
Excellent. And the last Terminator just has a bolter. Hits once as well. 6.
Does. And causes another wound.
I've caused more wounds in that Overwatch than I have in the rest of the game. Right, so now the all-important 9-inch charge. But as a Primarch on his own, he has fleet.
Oh, get that fleet roll. No! Unfortunately not.
Excellent.
And with that, ends the game.
That's the game.
That is a brutal game.
So it's ended up being 10 points to me and 2 points to Dark Angels.
Only because of that sodding last charge right there.
So the objective on Onslaught is worth 5 victory points, and I'm holding mine. If the Lion had got there, I wouldn't be holding it.
Yeah.
And then I get an extra 3.
You got an extra D3,
Right,
which you rolled 3.
I rolled 3 because the Dark Angels, if they have less remaining.
Yeah. So if I've got more remaining, you don't get it. But if I've got less models remaining,
a hell of a negative.
It's a proper negative
It's a
for
proper
the Dark
negative.
Angels.
So I rolled up and got an extra 3. So otherwise it would be 7 to 2. It doesn't feel like a victory. It does.
Amazing game though. I feel like it was an absolutely amazing game.
I don't really want to say this on camera, but I'm going to. Ian is my favourite ever opponent. We have had nothing.
Every single game we played.
We have ever played in any system.
Every
is
game.
Great.
Yeah. It just carnage.
And it's not like you're my nemesis. We just have fun.
Yeah.
And both
teams. That sodding Leviathan though. Why wouldn't it die?
God. So. Leviathans are so oppressive, aren't they? I get 1 heavy support choice in this army, in this Rite of War. He is never not, in a competitive game, he is never not going to be a levy in a drop pod. He held up your Primarch for 4 turns? 4 rounds of combat, maybe more?
Well, it was my first round, four,
turn 1 you went into him, turn 5 he got 3?
Yeah. Obscene.
That Leviathan.
Obscene.
Saved my army just by virtue of being a dummy, being beaten.
Well, this is one of the things I'm looking at for my army because like dropping those Sector and Omegas, as much as I love them and they're amazing and but like the threat that they cause means they're a primary target and they're a lot easier to kill than a Leviathan.
4 up invuln Leviathan. Dear Lord. But mine, the knight is useless.
I love it. Like I said, I forgot you had the super heavy at the turn. I genuinely forgot.
So this list, I didn't mention at the beginning, is I'm going to Edge of Empire, the Company of Legends, at the beginning of September, and I've written this list to go to Company of Legends, which I've heard can get a bit
tasty,
spicy. If, in all honesty, that knight should not be in this list.
But you love it so much.
I love it so much. It has so much potential, and yet just does not
to be fair, I took a risk over there with my Sabres.
True.
Sabres, absolutely amazing little vehicles.
God,
160 points for 20 Volkite shots.
I love them.
They're amazing.
I enjoyed watching them shoot me because they're so cool.
Amazing. That's the longest my Contemptors have stayed alive as well, because he is such a primary target to deal with.
So I now have 2 more hatreds to add to my
entirely
anger list.
reasonable.
So stasis grenades,
Which are so good.
burn in hell.
So good. Takes away any of these bonuses that he gets.
My whole shtick is that at night, everyone's +1 initiative, so my Night Raptors should be hitting at initiative 5 with AP3 rend weapons,
which would annihilate
hitting you
things.
better, wounding you better, because I'm. And you're just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Initiative 1, please.
So good. It's so good. And yeah, Apothecaries, if anyone's seen anything about me, I despise Apothecaries. So that Contemptor is joining the list.
Yep.
Because
the 12 shots
it can burn in hell.
Tank Hunter is
It's
just
yours.
obscene. The Rite of War is
amazing.
so cool.
So what's the negative? So everything has to be in a transport.
Everything has to be in a transport.
Right, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
So everything has to be in transport. But squadrons gain BS5. And
Yeah, so
dreadnoughts
squadrons of vehicles of 2 or more get BS5.
Right.
Dreadnoughts get Fear and Tank Hunter.
They get fear as well.
Yeah. They get Fear and Tank Hunter. And infantry units firing with rapid fire weapons get +1 to wound within 12 inches.
I thought that was just a DA thing. That's the Rite of War.
Yep.
Whoa, that's
the DA thing's the combat and mastery of the blade
Oh,
stuff.
of course, the sword.
So.
And you're lying.
Whoa.
Oh, he gets this rule. And he gets
There's this rule.
And
He's a Primarch though, so he gets all the rules. He's not Magnus.
He's not. Magnus is the reason people ban Primarchs.
Yeah.
Obscene. What a game.
Absolutely amazing game.
very much.
Absolutely.
Thank
So
you very
much fun.
So a Pyrrhic victory for the Night Lords on their first outing, and a successful psychic phase.
Yeah, an actual psychic phase, which wasn't a Perils of the War.
Perils of the War. Sevatar lives.
For now.
We're going to have to do something like this again, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Maybe without...
Well, again, we've got more Thramas stuff to go through, haven't we?
We've got so much fun to do. Yeah, me and Ian want to actually play the Black Book Thramas Crusade stuff. And obviously Kurz has to come and avenge... Well, not avenge, but he has to come and stand up to the line.
He has to have a little go, doesn't he?
He does. Right. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it all this way to the end, we do really appreciate We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thank you very much for all the very positive comments.
And subscribe.
No, I was trying to stay away from all that.
I know.
Oh.
I know. It sounds so insincere, doesn't it?
No, we play this for us.
Yeah.
And we've just happened to start filming it because
it's a laugh. We enjoy doing it.
We
enjoy showing people how we play games and how much fun we have.
So thank you all very much for the positive comments, and we will continue doing it, and we would love you to come along with us. Thank you very much. Bye now. Okay, my final phase.
Is it?
So just jumping into my movement phase quickly. Did I film my movement phase?
No. Just put the tape measure down. Idiot.
Talking.
Talking all good? Still good?
I hit the volume button. Why?
But excuse me.
Right, outtakes.
Final